Se por um lado a gente tem a música com melodias e harmonias, de outro lado a gente tem a cidade com barulhos, ruídos e assim por diante. Cada vez mais tem gente prestando atenção nisso do ponto de vista da sound art. Esse movimento busca colocar em primeiro plano o som, fazendo com que nesse mundo tão cheio de imagens, a gente comece a prestar atenção naquilo que acontece também no panorama sonoro de onde a gente vive.
There are so many definitions for sound art. I don't even know if there is one that can function as the definition.
Sound is sort of everywhere now. Every time you open your computer or your cell phone or anything, it's always making a sound. I think people are kind of sound crazy.
Sound is perfect at creating illusionism.
Some people would say that music is sound art. Some people would say that music is not sound art. Sound art is a piece that becomes art when it's presented in the setting of a gallery or something like this.
Uma das figuras mais influentes que pensam o som hoje é o Alan Liszt. Ele escreveu um livro chamado Sound Art, em que ele cria uma espécie de uma categoria para as artes em que o som fica em primeiro lugar. É interessante porque o Alan Liszt começou como músico e logo depois ele foi se transformando cada vez mais num teórico importante.
Music has kind of a beginning, a middle, and an end, and you're used to seeing it in a concert situation. Whereas sound art, you know, if it's an installation, it's something that's sort of ongoing. You can kind of walk in and out the same way you would at an art exhibition. And then there's also sound sculpture, which is kind of a sculptural work that is meant to have a latent sounding quality that the artist is sort of bringing out.
Começam a surgir no mundo inteiro lugares especializados nessa ideia de arte sonora. É o caso, por exemplo, do AVA, Audiovisual Arts, em que você consegue ver trabalhos que têm o som como a sua prioridade.
The accessibility to technology is much greater now. That's something that is enabling people to access sound art a bit more or have a bit more interest in it as a medium.
A AVA faz coisas muito interessantes. Quem passa na porta da galeria vê 4 furinhos onde, se você colocar o seu fone de ouvido, você escuta uma das obras. É quase que um presente para quem está passando ali de bobeira. Uma das artistas mais faladas no território da arte sonora é a Janet Cardiff e o seu parceiro George Miller. Ela tem uma obra muito importante no Centro Cultural de Inhotim, no interior de Minas Gerais, em que ela dividiu 40 vozes de um coral, cada uma em uma caixa de som separada. Você vai andando pela exposição e você vai tendo perspectivas diferentes de onde o som está vindo, algo que dificilmente seria possível, por exemplo, numa orquestra tradicional.
One thing about our work is it's always different, I guess, but it always involves sound. I guess that's the thread that runs through our work always, is the sound.
Sometimes it's very minimalist with just speakers, audio speakers, and multiple sound fields. And then other times it's like a theatrical set.
She would start screaming. The guy was dragging him away.
Outro trabalho muito interessante dela é a série chamada Walks, em que você anda pelas ruas da cidade com um dispositivo de áudio e vai recebendo informações sonoras sobre cada lugar que você está caminhando.
Originally, this room was in London, then Detroit, and now here.
Janet did the audio walks, and then we moved into doing video walks, which is you hold a video camera and you have headphones on as well, which are recorded in binaural audio. But on the video, you see the image of where you are, but it's pre-recorded. So you start following through the space, a pre-recorded shot of the space. So you might see someone in the video who's not there, but you're framing the video up with the space. So it gives you this strange overlapping, I guess, augmentation of reality.
Now go around behind the stairs to the right.
When people do the video walks, when they got out of them, they were more like, man, it was more like a drug experience. It was a completely different reaction from the audio walks, which was really interesting. A healthy skepticism is good, especially when it comes to technology. We also find that the simplest solution is usually the best solution.
When we first started producing the audio walks in the early 90s, we were in some shows where they had virtual reality and they had the big headsets, and it was always such a disappointment to go inside the headsets and see this terrible grainy stuff, and it was supposedly about transporting you into another world, and it didn't do that. So when we started experimenting with the binaural audio and the walks and all that, we realized that this was transporting us in what we were trying to do. We really feel that sound is a physical thing, and we like to kind of translate that for our public.
No mundo dominado pela imagem, a arte sonora acaba trazendo o som de volta ao primeiro plano. Tem um monte de artistas no mundo inteiro que colocaram o som como matéria-prima para expressar as suas ideias. Imagina você levar a sério a ideia dos Mutantes de criar um jardim elétrico. É exatamente o que essa gravadora da Filadélfia, chamada Data Garden, está fazendo. Eles chamaram artistas para eletrificar um jardim com obras de arte sonora, todas misturadas no meio das plantas. E é interessante porque cada disco da gravadora também vem com um pacotinho de sementes, em que a ideia é que você plante e vá ouvindo a música na medida em que aquelas plantas vão crescendo.
What I try to do is create children's toys, modified electronics. I try to build an anthropomorphic device that people can relate to interact with, to raise just questions in their minds about how their everyday objects work. So many things can be broken or disposed of. I try to show that things can be fixed and used in different ways. I set up all of these devices and I kind of let people interact with it. And for me, then I can explore the object with them and with the person, see what they're interested in and try to change their mind.
This event is all about kind of digital, meaning biological plant life. And so we really tried to think about what can digital offer kind of people interacting with nature, with plants. Because it's already quite a rich interaction. The plants are cleaning the air that you're expelling, the carbon dioxide, and they're turning it into oxygen, which gives them life, and then the oxygen obviously gives us life. And so what we tried to do is use the power of sound to kind of illustrate what this exchange is, what this collaboration is. We tend to be more visual culture, I guess, so people maybe pay attention more and understand more art as something I can look at. It's something really interesting about it because it's really this experience, right? You have to live it, you can't just watch it.
If we make an outdoor space like this into a gallery, and the gallery is displaying toys that make horrible sounds, we change the way people interface and interact with all of that. By separating what's nature and what's mechanical, we kind of set up bounds. I think that if we break down those understandings, then we can say, well, do I understand how this toy works? Do I even understand how my body works?
Será que é preciso mesmo separar imagem do som, criar lugares especializados e coisas do tipo? Ou será que tudo deveria ser melhor aproveitado de uma forma única e sem divisões?
We still think of ourselves as artists or visual artists even more than sound artists. We love sound and we work with it all the time, and I don't think the people who consider themselves sound artists want us to fit into that niche as well.
A lot of people don't subscribe to that term or to that definition, but of course it's a term that surfaced because people needed a way to kind of distinguish themselves from the visual art world or painting or sculpture.
We don't want to isolate ourselves technology, because for us, it's not about technology. It's not about the technique. We don't want to be segregated into media. It's the ideas that connect us. Sometimes our ideas connect us to theater. I think it's a bad idea if sound art isolates itself, but it's also a practical problem.
Como é que você faz para expor obras sonoras? Será que o barulho de uma não interfere no barulho de outra? Como é que as galerias vão se adaptar para conseguir lidar com esse desafio?
We always have this battle all the time whenever we show a work of, we don't want to interfere with anybody else's work, but quite often the museum or the gallery doesn't have the budget to install it properly.
For me here on 1st Street and 2nd Avenue in New York City, and I'm on a fairly quiet block, but there's still a lot of activity. People are making noise left and right, yelling at each other, honking horns. So I have to take that dynamic into consideration when presenting work here.
A museum is sort of always been supposed to be kind of a quiet place, but if you go to a museum on a weekend, it's actually pretty noisy, and they often have, you know, the audio tours also.
Silence in the exhibition space is quite different than silence in our world too, and one of my pet peeves right now is how noisy our world is getting and how nobody seems to notice anymore.
There's a show of painting in the next room and they have a sound piece in one room. Does the bleed from the sound show into the painting show affect the painting show, and is that a good thing or a bad thing? It just kind of depends on the artists involved and kind of what they want to achieve at the end of the day.
Uma das coisas mais legais da arte sonora é que ela incentiva uma nova geração de artistas a prestar atenção no som. Com a tecnologia, passou a ser cada vez mais fácil você utilizar o seu celular ou algum tipo de gravador para tirar fotografias sonoras do que se passa pela cidade. O panorama sonoro dos lugares onde a gente habita é tão ou mais interessante do que muitas imagens e fotos que a gente vê por aí.
Now there's a big interest in sound art. Throughout art history, there's been a lot of interest at different times, and maybe it's a reflection of what's happening in the culture. Like the futurists and the Dadaists were very interested in sound.
There's certainly a number of works, sound art works, that have nothing to do with technology, or just plainly use technology as a medium of transmission. But a lot of sound art is predicated purely upon technology, and our acceptance of that perhaps is greater now that we're dealing with technology and have accessibility to it more.
You can fool the senses with sound, but also it bypasses your intellect so that it goes straight to the seat of our emotions. You can use sound to get right into someone's soul.
Whoa, that's nice.